After the suspension of the 8-month-old ASUU strike, colors have been brought back to the university and it seems as though everything has come back to normal. But the question is, are things really back to normal? Today we are discussing 8 months ASUU strike, students react. And I have a 200 level student from the Department of Mass Communication from the University of Lagos. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, you meet my guest. My name is Vina Peters, and this is a news review on Unilag TV. We'll be right back.
What's poppin'? Welcome back. This is still G Sport on Unilag TV, and now it is time for Shot O'Clock. Let the games begin, and I feel like I should go first because I'm the host. So yeah,
Go first. Sorry, what you
Proud much.
yes, me.
Proud much.
Dance. Wizzy boy, make me dance. Daddy, oh, make me dance. Hey. Hungry. Oh yeah, now.
Royalty. Isn't this perfect? Okay, the one in my head is I will never be royals, royals.
Yeah. Drink. Drink up. Drink. Take a shot.
Pass is okay. Abi?
Welcome back. If you're just joining, it's still the news review on Unilag TV. Do follow us across all our social media platforms at Unilag on TV. Like I said earlier, we are discussing 8 months ASUU strike. Students react. With me in the studio is Emmanuel Okere, a 200 level student from the Department of Mass Communication, University of Lagos. Welcome, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. So quickly, let's talk about the 8-month-old strike.
Okay.
Okay, like the strike itself. What have you been doing during this period?
It was a mixture of a whole lot. It was interesting. It was eventful, and at the same time, there were moments where it was just so hurting because I got into school in 2020. I resumed in 2020.
Okay.
And that was when we had the 10 long months of, COVID. And that was a long enough wait. Bouncing back to school and thinking that things were back to normal and with the high hopes that would just go smoothly all through and finish. And then came ASUU for 8 months again. So the wait was too much. It was really distressing. And why it was interesting is this. It afforded me time to, hone different other skills that I have aside schooling.
Okay.
I do voiceovers. And I was able to, learn several other skills that would help my voice acting skill. So I invested in that, went for classes, and then, I made something out of the strike. Yeah, I did.
Good for you.
Thank you.
All right. So before I ask you how you feel about resumption, okay? We asked few of the students on campus what they really feel about resumption. Let's take a listen.
It's been 8 months of ASUU strike, and the campus is suddenly a beehive of activities. We want to find out from the students how they feel about resumption and what they've done with themselves in the past 8 months.
I worked on my automobile engineering, which I've been doing before the strike. So that was what I was just doing all through. And about the resumption, I'm indifferent because I'm actually not ready to write the exam. So, but I'm happy we resumed. But I wish the strike was like till next year, so I would have by then finished with my mechanic work. So I'll be a full-time mechanic engineer. So then I will resume and finish my academics as well. No time to waste anyways.
I've been learning hairdressing, like a trade skill. So even if this education stuff doesn't work out, then there's something I can stand on, because learning a skill is very vital. And if you have a skill, even if the educational sector doesn't work for you, you can be able to build yourself up on that skill.
Yeah, so 8 months is a really long time for you to just opt out of the school system, not voluntarily. So for the past 6 months, I've basically worked on myself and perfected the crafts I did and worked on relationships. Coming back to school now is not that easy because it's not like there was a kind of notification. It's just like abrupt. So mentally, financially, for me and so many other people, we are not really that ready. So I think it just take the grace of God for everybody to bounce back.
Nothing much actually. Just started my business, pushing it forward and getting ready for school too. Should in case school resume or come back on, I was getting ready to during the strike, following the updates, and that's all.
Well, ASUU Strike came and, we're all left with different things to do. I actually did some online trainings, online courses. Then I have a skill that I've learned before, so I just try to, develop myself and, get more knowledge about it. Also, I'm into a professional course, so I've been attending tutorials and I've written some exams in the past, so I'm preparing for the final stage. And I actually wasn't happy when they called off the strike, but I thank God I'm here.
I would say the ASUU strike was the blessing, and it was stressful too. But during the ASUU strike, I went more into my events decoration. I had to do other jobs. I had to stand up for myself in terms of making myself useful and being productive in the family. And I would say I'm happy to be back because education is still the key. With all our skills, we need a degree to stand with our skills, I would say.
You've heard it all, and indeed, education is the bedrock of any society. And here on campus, I can tell you, it's been different strokes for different folks. My name is Florence Okavai, reporting for Unilag TV.
Now, so that was it from the students of the University of Lagos. Now, Emmanuel, while some of the students feel indifferent about the resumption, some are happy, some are not ready financially, some are actually sad. I'm actually surprised, actually. Some are actually sad, and some are not just ready. Let me come to you. How do you feel about the resumption?
Okay, so when I got the news, it felt like the coming of Christ, It was very sudden. It was very sudden. I had to think, where do I start from? How do I tell these people that I'm working for that it's time, I have to quit this job here? My books, where are they? How do I dust them? Where did we stop in class? So it was too sudden for me. So I would say that on a scale of 100, I was probably 30% prepared for school as at the time the strike was called off.
Oh no. Okay, so let's move away from all that and let's come to your academic calendar. Okay, what is it like?
Okay, so we are a week gone. So we have 3 more weeks to exam. Yeah, 3 more weeks to exam. So I think by mid-November we should start our exams in mid-November, and that's something. It's not nice for a lot of us. I understand that the university has to do what they have to do, but then for us students, I don't think it's nice for us. But we just have to find a way to, see how we can work with speed as much as we can.
And how is that working for you?
It's been difficult, very difficult. Right now, we're just trying to catch up with where we stopped. We're trying to see where we began, trying to do a revision. But our lecturers, do I say they don't even understand this? So we started classes and then they come in and they are starting from exactly where they stopped.
Oh, yeah.
So, and we have loads of assignments to catch up with, to submit. A lot of people are burnt out already. They're drained, even as it is the first week. And I think I'm one of those people.
Okay, so what are you proposing the academic calendar could have looked like after this whole strike thing?
Okay, I know we want to try and make up for time as an institution, but then we have to consider the students. I believe that it should be the joy of the school and our lecturers to see us excel
Exactly.
in our academics.
Yes.
And this kind of calendar we have, it's not one that would actually provide us with that. So if we were giving a month for lectures,
Okay.
a
That's 4
month
weeks.
and a half,
Okay.
yeah, for lectures to go on, and then we have say 2 weeks for GST exams, lecture free week. I think that we could, we have that understanding that this is not usual, so we just have to work with that speed. But then that would have been, more favorable.
Okay. So let's move away from your academic calendar and let us now go back to the strike, but from a different perspective.
Okay.
Okay. Now, as a student, having been through in-season strikes, has that in any way changed your perspective to tertiary university?
Okay. I'll be very honest.
Yes, please.
It is changing it.
It is changing.
Yeah, but I'm being very careful to not be part of those people who have come to that conclusion that education is scam. But it is really changing it, and this is because I know the truth. I understand that it's a Nigerian problem. I take courses online by universities abroad. I have personal conversations with these lecturers, and I enjoy schooling. I enjoy learning. So I cannot come to that conclusion that school is a scam. But the Nigerian system of education is helping people who hold this notion to justify it. I believe that things can still get better. That's what I believe. If the right things are done, if the government and those who are responsible for tertiary education, if they can make these things their priority, I believe that things can get better. My perception has not changed.
But it is changing.
It is changing.
So
and I'm
what
scared.
would make it change? Like in totality?
2 more strikes and I think I'm done.
Okay, now, so many students have dumped education for stuffs like skills. Okay, so do you think that, like skills, leaving education, going for skills acquisition and stuff, do you think that threatens the future of our education system?
Yeah, to some extent, to a great extent, I think it does. Now,
Okay.
education is holistic. It is not only book and pen, all right? And skills, acquisition of skills is part of it. So you're learning tech, you're learning whatever it is part of education. But then what we're learning in our tertiary institutions are things that, help us build our society as a people. And this is one of the reasons why young people, you don't see them getting interested in politics. It is not because they don't want to. They don't have that education. It is not there. The gap is too much. They're learning and then they're not learning and then they're not learning. So what this would do, it will pose a threat to our growth as a people. It would bring bad people into leadership. They call us the future. But then the future is not interested in what the future should be. So that's a problem. That's a really big problem. Nigeria will keep, falling into wrong hands because we don't care again. We're learning skills. We're making money.
Okay. So, Emmanuel, hold that thought.
Okay.
Let's go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with the questions. Don't go anywhere.
What's poppin'? Welcome back. This is still G Sport on Unilag TV, and now it is time for short.
Welcome back. It's still the news review, and yes, we have been talking to Emmanuel from Mass Communication, a 200 level student of the University of Lagos. Okay, so in view of the recent academic calendar,
Okay.
how do you intend acing the examination?
Oh. Overnights, and overnights. That's honestly because during the day we're having classes. Like on Wednesdays for my timetable, I have marathon classes.
Okay.
And we have tons of assignments. This thing, it seems almost impossible to do, I wouldn't lie. But then this now has to eat into my sleep time. I'm not normal again. Yes, I'm not normal again right here. So but I have to pass. I have to scale through. So I'd have to use my night time to do lots and lots of study.
Please, when you say you're not normal, can you expatiate on that?
I'm not resting as I should. I am not eating as I should. I stay in the hostel, so I might just probably do one meal that I don't know if it's properly prepared just because I need to catch up with one assignment there. Wake up very early in the morning to attend classes. The pressure is too much. Yeah.
So what are your recommendations to that?
To
your academic calendar,
it would
or
be
to students who are actually facing this same plight as you are.
okay to students who are facing the same thing as me. What I would say is we are in this. So whether we like it or not, except the school reviews the calendar, it is what it is, and we have to work with what it is. So just devise. You have to devise a means to see how you can cover as much as you can. That's
All right, so on a lighter note, if you become the president or the minister of education, is it tomorrow? Okay. What would you change?
Okay, good. Okay, let me start with those who are imparting knowledge into the young people. I would see how I can, create avenues where these people can get trained. And we keep track record of their growth. We check their content. We check what they are teaching. Is it outdated? What do they know? Do they have the 1960 knowledge? The world is changing. Are they evolving as the world is evolving? Are they ready to learn? If they're not ready to learn, we can relieve them of their duties. And we bring in people who are ready, to go with the times. We check the school curriculum. Now, this generation now, we are not just about the books. We want to learn other things. We compare ourselves to those outside. We see how they're growing, that they are inventing things already. They're into techs. They're doing so many things. And that's why we are ditching school. We're ditching tertiary education. So we see how we can address the curriculum. How can we balance this thing? How can we include entrepreneurship and then the traditional school system? How can we bring in tech into school such that I'm reading what is mass comm, and then I am learning tech. I'm reading what is mass comm, and then I'm exploring other things that I can do. I'm seeing my talent, seeing that I can actually make waves through this, and I'm honing those skills and working towards being a better person, being a better version of myself. Let's just create an idea that education should be holistic. When I graduate, I have my degree. I can choose to work with it or work with my skills. Let it be there. Let me not graduate and then hear that there's no job because everywhere is filled. Then what else can I do? What do I have? What's left for me? So we need to address things like this. The teachers, those imparting knowledge, and then the curriculum, what it is like. Let's make education enjoyable. Let's make people see reason to be in school. I think that's it.
Emmanuel, we could have gone a whole long more, but our time is exhausted, and it has been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
All right, so that was Emmanuel Okere, a 200 level student from the Department of Mass Communication, University of Lagos. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And that's it on our show for today. Remember to catch us on all our episodes on the news review at Unilag on TV. And remember, follow us across all our social media platforms at Unilag on TV. My name is Vina Peters. Bye for now.